From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Monday, February the 1st, 2021. A Palestinian man tried to stab an IDF soldier yesterday in the West Bank. The IDF tweeted that the assailant was armed with 3 knives connected to a stick. Security camera footage shows the terrorist approaching a bus stop and approaching the soldier who was guarding it. He then took out the weapon, apparently alerting the soldier to his presence. The soldier turned around and shot him. The terrorist was pronounced dead at the scene. The soldier, a corporal in the Nachshon battalion, was cited by the Times of Israel recounting the incident. He said, "I stood at my post at the northern bus stop at the Gush Etzion junction in order to protect the citizens that were there. I saw the suspect walk along the road, and then he suddenly ran at me and the civilians at the scene. I saw that he took out a knife, and I shot and neutralized the assailant. We stay at the ready at all times," he said, in order to prevent incidents like this. Israel and Kosovo formally established diplomatic relations today. Israeli Foreign Minister Gabi Ashkenazi and Kosovar Foreign Minister Melissa Haradinaj-Stubla held the ceremony over Zoom, done virtually because of the coronavirus pandemic. The two signed a joint declaration establishing ties, and the Muslim-majority country also recognized Jerusalem as Israel's capital and said they would be opening an embassy in Jerusalem in the near future, likely sometime this spring, unveiling the sign that will hang at the embassy's entrance. Rabbi Dr. Abraham J. Tursky, a Hasidic leader, Judaic scholar, and prolific author, has died from COVID-19. Tursky, who was born in the United States and later moved to Israel, was a renowned psychiatrist specializing in substance abuse and founded the Gateway Rehabilitation Center in Pittsburgh. Tursky died yesterday. He was 90 years old. And 2 other prominent Orthodox rabbis died of the coronavirus this weekend as well. Rabbi Meshulam David Soloveitchik of the renowned Soloveitchik rabbinical family, who led the Brisk Yeshiva in Jerusalem, died yesterday at the age of 99. And Rabbi Yitzchak Shiner, head of the Kamenetz Yeshiva, died yesterday as well. He was 98. Despite the fact that the rabbis had instructed their communities to adhere to coronavirus restrictions and had spoken out against large gatherings, including for funerals, massive crowds gathered for the rabbis' respective funerals in Jerusalem in violation of those restrictions. Israel police stayed out of the way, saying they wanted to avoid confrontation. The organizers of the mass gatherings, however, were summoned by Israel police today. A follow-up for you now. We had reported to you last week about a Lithuanian lawmaker, Valdas Rakutis, who chairs the Parliament's Historical Memory Commission, who said in his speech on International Holocaust Remembrance Day that there was no shortage of Holocaust perpetrators among the Jews themselves. While citing wanting to reduce tensions between home and abroad, Rakutis announced his resignation from that commission on Saturday, saying that he had not meant to place blame on Jewish victims of the Holocaust. Well, a Holocaust survivor who died recently left a significant gift to express his gratitude for the French town that saved his family and many others from the Nazis. Eric Schwamm, who died at the end of 2020 at the age of 90, was 12 years old in 1943 when he, his parents, and his grandmother found refuge from Austria in the French mountain village of Le Chambon-sur-Lignon, who hid his family for 2 years during the war. The village was honored by Israel's Memorial to the Holocaust, Yad Vashem, for rescuing and protecting some 2,500 Jews during the Holocaust. And Schwamm is said to have left his estate, reportedly over $2 million, to the community there, asking for it to be used to fund scholarships and schools. Deputy Mayor Denise Valla told CNN, "We are extremely honored, and we will use the sum according to Mr. Schwamm's will." Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Monday, February the 1st. At 7 o'clock, it's The Wisdom of Dr. Ruth. At 7:30, we hear diverse Jewish perspectives on issues including the pandemic and racial justice with Rabbi Yonasan Perry, Joy Layden, and Dr. Ilan Shapiro. With Tracy Labgold from the 2020 ADL Summit. At 8:30, we mark 2 anniversaries that took place on February the 1st with 2 L'chaim interviews. In 2002, the murder of Jewish journalist Daniel Pearl, and a year later, the Columbia tragedy, which took the lives of 7 astronauts, including Israel's first Ilan Ramon. Mark Golub sits down with Pearl's father, Judea Pearl, on the first L'chaim tonight, and then filmmaker Daniel Cohen, who directed the film An Article of Hope, talks about Ramon. At 10, David Gregory and Erica Brown discuss faith at the 92nd Street Y. And coming up next, Alan Dershowitz offers his personal commentary to events in the news in a JBS TV exclusive of an episode of the daily podcast, The Der Show. And that's the JBS News Update for Monday, February the 1st, 2021. I'm Teisha Bader. Stay healthy. Stay well.